not the whole of the story here. You see, if God the Father judged mankind, mankind could complain that the court was rigged against them from the start. They could say, God, who are you, dwelling here in the bliss of your ivory towers, beyond all the limitations of humanity, untouched by the pains of our mortality? Who are you to sit in judgment of us? You try living in a fallen world like we did. You try struggling with all the weaknesses of the flesh like we had to. You try having to endure the injustices of sinful men, the temptation of Satan and all his imps, and see how you do. But until you've been through what we have, you're in no position to judge us. You haven't sat where we sat. You haven't walked where we've walked. You haven't borne the scars of life like us. But you see, that is exactly why Jesus said in John 5:22, the Father judgeth no man, but hath committed all judgment unto the Son. He chose a man to judge mankind, because Jesus did not live among us with the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. He wasn't untouched with the feeling of our infirmities. He was in all points tempted like as we are, yet without sin. Because you see, for a judge to be just, he cannot be as guilty of crimes as the criminals that he is judging. I mean, how can a judge who steals be just in condemning thieves? How can a judge who lies be just in condemning liars? So for Jesus to be a judge who is just, he himself would have to be innocent of the sins that he judges mankind for. So the only righteous Son of God became the only righteous Son of Man, so that only he could judge all men in righteousness. And what is the proof that Jesus was himself perfectly righteous? His resurrection from the dead. It proves that he was sinless in his character. It qualifies him to judge us sinners. You see, even one sin against the infinite holiness of God is an infinite crime, and it demands infinite justice and an infinite penalty which no finite mortal could ever pay. And that's just one more reason why hell is eternal, because sinners could never pay their infinite sin debt. But Jesus never sinned. He never committed an infinite crime. He is not a finite mortal. He's the infinite Son of God. And the sinless sacrifice he made could pay for the sins of all mankind. And having paid the debt, death hath no more dominion over him. His resurrection proves that. It proves his sinless character, giving assurance to all men that he can judge the world in righteousness. So when Christ sits on the great white throne of judgment, bearing all the scars of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world, every mouth will be stopped, and all the world will become guilty before God. He was raised from death to show that he is a sinless judge who can righteously judge sinful men. And the only way to escape his judgment against you in the future is to accept the judgment he took for you in the past.